The useless interview tag was originally created by Molly Reads and Writes, so let's get started. Question 1. What is the main character's best friend's biggest/most irrational fear? I think the biggest fear for Marco, Cicely's best friend, is Cicely's death, or even just Cicely disappearing. Not only is Marco Cicely's best friend, but he also loves him, so to lose him in any way, whether it's death or even just getting lost or being captured, it's one of his biggest fears, to just not be in his life anymore. Question 2. While writing this manuscript, what was the biggest mistake you've made? I think honestly the biggest mistake I've made while writing any manuscript I've started is not backing up my material. I have forgotten to save multiple times. I lost about 100 pages of the very first book I ever wrote because I forgot to press save in between as I was writing, because I was writing so much and I was so excited to finally write something that, you know, I had written for a long time, and I forgot to save, and we had a power surge and I lost about 100 pages, which is honestly death. You know, if you're writing a book and you're really excited about it, losing 100 pages is kind of crazy. Another mistake I've made though is saving to the wrong file. So I've created like maybe 10 different copies of my current work in progress, and I have accidentally saved material on a previous copy rather than the most updated one. And then when I went back to this one, I realized, oh, this one's the one I'm working on now. I can delete all of the other files. And then I lost material that I wrote in the other files. Definitely paying attention to which document you've saved most recently and which one has the most material in it is very important. Otherwise, you might lose a lot of stuff that you've written and be very upset with yourself. So yeah, that's probably one of the biggest mistakes I've ever made. Number 3, take the first letter of your middle name. Using the find option, how many times is that letter in your manuscript? Oh boy, guys. So when I figured this out, I realized that in my current work in progress, there are 436,294 A's in my manuscript in its entirety. So that's kind of crazy, and it's not even done yet, so that's gonna go up, and that just boggles my mind. Number 4, what is the 5th last sentence of your current work in progress, so long as it doesn't have any spoilers? But they both knew these were niceties, and he certainly had not forgotten. Number 5, what character besides the antagonist do you dislike the most? So in this work in progress, there are a lot of villains, and I have to say that the most annoying one besides the antagonist has to be Letus. Letus is one of the patrol who are extremely rogue and corrupt. The patrol go around and try to capture clones or anyone who has cloned or is going to clone a person, and they execute them publicly as a way to show that that's not okay. A public execution to ridicule the people who have done it. Letus has gone a little bit further than that, taking things into his own hands. He not only does that to clones, which already is a problem, but he also does this to people who are innocent because he likes the idea of being powerful and being in charge of things and playing God. So Letus is probably my least favorite. He gets off on hurting other people, and he's just disgusting as a person overall. Number 6, describe your inciting event in only 3 emojis. And I will put them right here and say nothing more about it. Number 7, find the 12th sentence and read it backward. Dead was he that now not. Number 8, what 3 genres is your story not? Nonfiction, erotica, and mystery. Number 9, name 2 published novels within your genre that are nothing like your story at all, and therefore do not help us understand anything about your story. I have to say the Chronicles of Narnia, because they are fantasy, and Inkheart, because it's a mix of fantasy and I would like to say a little bit of sci-fi, but I think more fantasy, and they do not explain anything about my book whatsoever, so enjoy! Number 10, tell us about a scene you thought you would use but ended up cutting out. One of my main characters was supposed to get revenge on one of the antagonists, but I realized that that was very uncharacteristic of a character. as nice as it would be for that character to have that kind of revenge on this antagonist, because I hate this antagonist so much, it would be uncharacteristic of the character to do this. Definitely change his character a little bit if we ended up having him do that, and I don't think that he ever would, and to do that would break all of his morals and all of his ethics. I decided not to have him have revenge on this character. Even though this character doesn't get revenge, well, just wait and see. I think we'll be satisfied with the way that it's handled. And lastly, number 11 is to tag a couple people and compare them to literary characters. Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, Hufflepuff, Ravenpuff, Thing, yes, maybe, I don't know. This is tough. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not gonna do that. I think that's too hard. I don't really know enough about everybody, and I don't wanna, misjudge anyone and characterize them as someone I don't know. So instead, what I'm gonna do is, if you're watching this video, you are tagged, and I suck at coming up with who reminds me of who because I am bad at remembering things in general. My short-term memory is crap. I'm kind of like Dory. So anyway, unless it's important, of course, then I remember. But anyway, if you're watching this video, you are tagged. I hope you enjoyed watching this and learning nothing at all about my book whatsoever. This was fun, and I hope to see you guys next time. Have a great weekend and space travels!